Hello everybody, it's Darrell, aka FabulousRell, and today I'm going to be talking about my first time job experience working at an ice cream shop. So, let's get to it. Let me start off by saying I'm not in my room this time. I'm actually in my sitting living room, so, trying to change it up a little. So, like around your sophomore or junior year of high school, you want to start having your own money, and because you don't want to keep asking your parents for money, because, eventually when you grow, you're not going to have your parents to ask for money. So I will apply for like all the places in my city, Albany, Georgia, and like I would rarely hear back from them. But like I had an interview at Olive Garden, so I went to the interview at Olive Garden. I did the questions and stuff, talk to the manager, the interviewer, basically. And, they was gonna call me back if like they had a position open for me, but I never really heard back from them. So then my mom also printed me out an application for FabulousRell ice cream for Albany. So I filled out the application, I took it up there. And I'm not gonna really say their names because I can probably get sued for saying their names. So the manager, the one who ended up hiring me at Brewster's, she was there, and like I gave her my application, and she was like, oh, she was saying how it was very professional of me, because normally when teenagers, when they come turn in their application, they either have their parents or their friends with them. But she was like, she doesn't like that, and she liked how I came up there and returned my application in by myself. So I'm like, okay, she was like, that boosted my chance of actually getting a job. So I was all happy, like, hey, I'm probably gonna get hired. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get hired because they gave me a chance, because I went up there by myself and turned in my application. Because at first I was gonna have my mom come up there, because this is my first time, because I never did this before. But she was like, oh, Darrell, you never know what is she like you, because most managers / people that hire, they don't want you to come up there with your parents. They want you to come up there by yourself. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna like, put my little fear to the side, man up, and I'm gonna go turn in my stuff. And next thing it was actually right. I actually did. Forgive me if I'm talking too fast or if I keep repeating a word too much, because I'm not really used to talking like at a long period of time. I was saying. So she liked me. She thought I was professional. She thought I could handle it and all that. So I'm like, okay. She was like, be on the lookout for like a call. So I was like, okay. So then I love ice cream, and this is FabulousRell ice cream of Albany place. So I got in the car with my mama. I told her what the manager was saying, how she liked me, how she glad I went there by myself. And of course, my mama. Oh yeah, Darrell, I told you should have went there by yourself. See, she wouldn't even told you that if I would have went there. But you gotta learn how to do stuff by yourself. So I'm like, okay. So then we went through the drive-through of the place, because they have a walk-up and they have a drive-through. So me and my mom, we went through the drive-through, and I got me a large Oreo blast, because I love me some Oreo ice cream. But okay, I'm gonna get to that later. But so yeah, so then when we went around to the window to pay, I guess the manager, because like my mom has like a car, she didn't have a truck, so I really don't know how the manager just knew that was me. She must have watched me when I went to the car, because I'm like, how did she know I would be sitting over here in the passenger seat? So I guess she recognized I was sitting in the passenger seat, so she like looked down, because like the window is like real high, and my mom's car sits real low, so she looked down and then she was like, well, sir, didn't you just come up here and turn in your application? Why didn't you get ice cream in? And so we started laughing, joking, like having a good time, and she was telling my mom how like she really think I have a good personality, and I would like contribute a good quality to Brewster's. I said quality. Yeah, I would contribute good characteristics to the job. So she was like, oh yeah, she told my mom the same thing. She told me be on the lookout for a call, because it's a possibility I'm gonna get the job. So then, okay, I get my ice cream, tell them to have a good day. They told us to have a good day, we left. So then we're gonna fast forward to like one morning. I stayed with my grandparents, because I don't know why I was staying with my grandparents. I just like staying with my grandparents. So I was with my grandparents. I had woke up one Saturday morning, and then I had got a call. So then, it was like from a 639 number. So I'm like, I wonder who this is. Probably somebody with the wrong number. When I answered, it was that manager who I had talked to. So then
I'm like, yes ma'am, this is.
She's like, I just want to let you know you got hired.
So I'm like, oh, I got hired.
And I was so happy, I was ready to go brag to my friends, like, oh yeah, I got a job, I done got hired and all that. So she was telling me to come in for an interview that next morning. I'm gonna tell you about the interview. So yeah, she was just like,
oh, I'm glad to have you. I'm so ready to have your good personality there.
I'm like, thank you. So I'm like, okay, bye. So that was the end of the conversation. So I didn't tell my grandparents, because I wanted to surprise them. So my grandma was like, oh, who you was talking to on the phone? She's like, oh, that's my friend. That was my friend. Okay, so fast forwarding to the next morning, where I had to go in like for an open interview. Well, it wasn't really an open interview. She was just basically telling me what my job and responsibilities were gonna be at the job. So, okay, I went to the ice cream place. I went in there, we talked, like, we had like a casual conversation for like a good 5 minutes. And then that's when we started going over what I'll be doing and all that. And then she gave me a hat and a shirt and then my own name tag. So I'm really amped. Then I'm like, oh my God, I got my own name tag. Like, this is it. This is gonna be my first job. I hope it's a good experience, which it was a good. It was kind of like a good and a bad experience. I'm gonna get to it later on in the story. I'm sorry. So yeah, I had got my little shirt and my hat, and then my dad came in because I wasn't driving then, but I am driving now. So my dad, when he got back there, you know, my manager, she walked me outside. Her and my dad, they had like a good casual conversation, and then she was like, she'll see me tomorrow. And you know, I'm all excited, like, whoa, I'm ready to go home, you know, bragging all that, take pictures and all that of my stuff and put it all on Snapchat or whatnot. So I got home and I hid, because I had a bag sitting in my dad's truck. So I kind of hid the uniform and stuff in my bag. I was going to say my dad's truck, but I hid it in my bag. So when I got to my grandparents' house, she was like, oh, where you been? I'm like, oh, I just been out with my dad and all that. I still haven't told him I got hired. I had my stuff in my bag. So fast forward to later on that day, my mom had came to pick me up and take me home. So before I left, I was like, so the next day came. It was gonna be my first day of work, and of course I took an ass of pictures in my uniform. If I find a picture, I'm gonna insert it in this video. So I had my dad drop me off at work, and the butterflies were in my stomach. Cause I'm like, oh my God, I hope I catch on quick. I hope my coworkers like me. I hope both of my managers like me, because I know, like, okay, I'm gonna get to it later. But I'm like, okay, of course the lady who interviewed me and hired me, of course she liked me, but I hope my other manager liked me. So okay, I went in there. I was like, hey, you know, I'm Darrell Lottie. I met all my coworkers and I met my other manager. Everybody was nice. It was very welcoming in a warm, nice, good environment. So then I was kind of like an assistant to the manager who hired me that day. I was like following her around, helping her fix ice creams and drinks. I mean, it was my first day, so I kind of fixed everybody's stuff a little sloppy, but it was like a sign that said like new server alert. Like it said something of that matter. So yeah, I'm like, the people, they had to bear with me. Like, I'm sorry, like, I know people was complaining about my horrible schools, but I eventually got better. So a few days passed, and I'm still kind of, you know, in the training process. And she switched me over to one of my coworkers who had been working there a couple of months prior to me being hired. So I'm like, okay, like, I reintroduced myself again. She reintroduces herself again. And, you know, it's nothing but fun. So me and this coworker, I'm not gonna say her name. I'm just gonna call her by the letter M. So me and M, because her first name starts with M, so me and M, we became close on our break of spare time. Like, we would talk, you know, bond, and like kind of we built the bond, and we made a good friendship. So a few days later, another girl got hired, and we're gonna call her by the letter A because her name starts with an A. And me and her, we've been friends, good friends since elementary school, but we didn't tell the manager that we've been knowing each other since elementary school, because she probably wasn't gonna let us, you know, work together. So she comes in for her interview, but I'm in the middle of the process of working, and I just happen to take a glance at the back, and I see her back there. So me and her, we silently wave, and we silently have, like, you know how like when you see your friend from like across the room, how y'all have like a secret little conversation, like y'all just be mouthing words like that. Me and her, we was kind of doing that, and I was telling her she was gonna like the job, and it was easy and all that. So eventually got done with the training process. It got to the point where the manager was like, okay, it's gonna be times when we have to come to work, and you know, I'm not gonna be here, it's gonna be you and your other coworkers. I'm just like, oh my God, because you know, I was like the assistant for like the manager who hired me. We're gonna call her Miss T because her name started with a T. So yeah, Miss T, I was so used to being, you know, behind Miss T, like helping her with her stuff. I'm just like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? Like, she's not gonna be here. I'm gonna be here with my coworkers. Like, what if I mess up? What if I don't remember nothing? So yeah, eventually came that. Okay, I got hired on spring break. So then eventually came time when I had to go back to school, and of course, you know, I was bragging to everybody. I'm like,
yeah, Boosie, you know, come see me, come visit me and all that.
I would love going to work. Like, on the days I would have school and have work, I'd be at school like,
go straight to work. Like when I'm be in the car changing clothes on the way to work as soon as I leave here.
But eventually that changed. So of course, you know, the managers, you know, they started acting like, you know, managers, you know, like being bossy and kind of mean. Like, I knew eventually it was gonna happen, but you know, it caught me so off guard because, you know, I'm new to working. So yeah, you can tell how that had me. So my other manager, who we're gonna call Miss M because her name started with an M, of course. like I really like throughout this whole process, I kind of didn't like her, but now that I look back at it, maybe she just probably wanted the best for me. Maybe she just was looking out for me, cause like when I was in the training process, I was doing those kind of horrible scoops. Like she would kind of like fuss at me, but it was like she was fuss at me, but she wouldn't fuss at me, and like the manager who hired me, the one who I like, she would be like,
just bear with him because he's new.
and she was like, and Miss M would be like,
I know he's new, but he needs to redo that school because it doesn't look good.
but at first I was just like,
Why is she complaining? I'm new.
but now that I look back at it now that I'm thinking about it, it's like, okay, maybe she just wanted the best for me. Maybe she just didn't want the customers to be complaining about me, because it would become times like when one manager would tell me one thing and the other one would tell me another thing. Like Miss M would be like,
Oh, Darrell, when you get a chance, could you like mop and sweep because I'm about to clock out and go home. My shift is about to be over.
and then later on when Miss T come in, like she'd say, oh, the floor look like, when I'm in the process of getting ready to sweep and mop, she'd be like,
Oh, the floor doesn't look that bad. Don't worry about it. But
like I didn't even know who to listen to at that moment. I would mostly listen to Miss T, because she hired me, and of course I liked her more than Miss M. So it was a total of, let me think, okay, I would say it would be like a total of 6 of us. But okay, one of the people I work with, we're gonna call him C because his name started with a C. But like he would just like work every now and then. So like technically he didn't work there, but he worked there, if you know what I mean. So I'm like, okay. So then it was another girl who wasn't called Jay, but Jay wasn't there that long. I know Jay had been working at Bruce's for years before I got there, because I remember when I used to just regularly go there to go get ice cream, I would always see her there. So like a few weeks later, she ended up getting fired, but that's none of my business. I'm not gonna even include that in the story time. I actually forgot why she got fired, but that's none of my business. So, and then another girl who was called Jay. Jay actually stopped working there like a couple of days. I guess me and my other coworker who I call A, I guess we were replacing her and Jay. So, because Jay got fired, and Jay, we actually had 2 J's. I'm sorry, yeah, 2 J's. So, let me get my thoughts together. Okay, so we had C, the 2 J's, M, A, and then me. So of course, me and A, we're new, so there's 2 of us. And then, M, my other co-workers she was kind of helping training me, of course she was gonna be there. And then the 2 J's, they left. One got fired, and one, she was actually moving out the state. So I don't know how she's doing. I hope she's doing good. I wish all well for her. And then, C, who I was talking about a few minutes ago, C, he barely worked there. And then we also had this other lady, I'm just gonna call her the general manager. Like, she would just only work on weekends, because throughout the week she was like a practitioner nurse, I think she was, or LPN, RPN, she was something. I said RPN, I mean an RN or LPN. Okay, so yeah. Me not liking neither one of my managers came from like the fakeness, the two-facedness. It's like, if I do something incorrectly, if I didn't do something that you didn't like, or if I forgot to do something, like if I just made any mistakes in general, like just simply let me know. Don't smile in my face, or don't just not say anything, but then go behind my back and talk all that crazy talk. Because in my opinion, I felt like that was childish, especially as being managers. Like you should tell us, like, don't go behind my back to like my other co-workers, even though my co-workers were my friends, but my managers didn't know that we were friends. Because like, I don't know why with the Bruce's policies, like they don't want you to be friends with your co-workers, but we did it anyways, because we had little group chats on social media. It became a time when like the manager who hired me, Miss T, like me and her, like we would start to like have problems, and I started not to like her. So I was basically not liking neither one of my managers. I forgot to mention that when I got hired, she wanted me to go home and sign up on like this Bruce's website and like complete like this little assessment, and then tell me how I did on it, so she could work with me on some things. So I'm just telling y'all that so y'all can remember that. It's a key part. So we eventually got 2 new girls who we're gonna call G and P, but I'm gonna mention them later on. So for now, it's just me, A, and M. We built like this. We was like this, the trio, the thorough 3. I'm gonna call us the thorough 3. So like we had like this kind of unbreakable bond. Like if the manager would like say something, you know, bad about us, we would kind of like go back and tell each other. But I'm very sensitive, so when they came back and told me, you know, on the outside, I'd be like,
Okay, whatever, you know, it's good.
but on the inside, I would be really hurt, and I would like go home and like cry about it. So it became a point to when like I was always the topic of conversation. Like when I wasn't there, I was being talked about. When I was there, like I was being talked about behind my back. And it got to the point where I'm just like, you know what? At this point, I don't want to talk to nobody. I'm just coming here, working, getting my money. I'ma talk about later how it felt getting my first little paycheck. But yeah, like it became really annoying. I'm like, okay, I feel like I can't trust nobody because it's like I'm always being talked about no matter what. I got to that point, it's just like, like I gotta go to work. Like I don't want to even work here no more. I don't even want to go to work. Like it got to that point. Like so, like a couple of weeks ago, it was.
Oh yeah, I'm going to work. I'm so happy. I love working there.
And a few weeks later, it got to that point where it's just like,
I gotta go to work. Like, I know it's gonna be something bad said about me. And
that's not a good feeling to go to work with. It just. I wouldn't even wish that on my worst enemy, like to go to work feeling like, okay, I'm really not wanted here. Just like they putting up with me just to put up with me. Like it's not no telling when they gonna probably try to fire. Quitting. I didn't get fired. I ended up quitting, but I'm gonna talk about that later, of course. I said the thorough three, me, M, and A, like we had this tight bond, and I guess they could see that I was coming to work all, you know, down and depressed all the time, and they would make me feel better. They'd be like, you know, don't worry about it. You know, she's just a butthole. You know, they're just mad. You know, they're just miserable. They're going through things in their personal life, so they just coming here taking it out on us. But like, I appreciated that. But it's like I felt like they really didn't get on to my other coworkers as much as they got on to me. That's why I started to feel like, I'm like, okay, maybe they don't want me here. Maybe they just want me to quit. Like that's the main reason I ended up quitting, because of how they treated me and how they made me feel. But you know, I'm gonna get more into detail later on. So my coworker A, who got hired a couple days after me, got a key to the workplace before I did. I really didn't pay too much attention to it at first, but then it started, like, you know, to hit me like, well, dang, like, where's my key? Like, why don't I have one? It also eventually got to that point where my manager would kind of miss T, the one who hired me, the one who I started liking when I first started working there in the beginning. Yeah, it came to that point where it seemed like she tried to get my friends M and A, my favorite coworkers. I said my favorite coworkers. They were my favorite coworkers. But yeah, she got M and A to try to turn against me, but you know, that didn't work out. And it's like, for example, I would come in like an hour before A came in to start her shift. And then it's like, okay, so A would come in like 30 minutes before her shift got started, and then the manager would be talking to her, and then they both would be staring at me. And I'm like, okay, maybe they just like happen to be looking at me. But little did I know, she was talking mess right in front of my face, but I wasn't really paying attention. So this is where G and P come in the story. G and P, they're both new girls. Okay, G wasn't there that long. Whatever happened in that workplace is gonna stay in that workplace. Just know, G did something very trifling, so she wasn't there that long. She didn't get a key either. But P, however, P was hired months after me, and she got a key before me. So now I'm beyond pissed. I'm like, you know, what the hell is my key? Like, why haven't I got one yet? So I told my mom and my grandparents and all. I told my dad too. So I told my parents and my grandparents about it, and they were just like, why don't you just confront her about it? And me, I'm not a confrontational person. You know, I'm all about peace and love and all that, and I knew it was going to be some mess if I were to ask her. So I was just like, I said I was going to ask her. I told my parents I was going to ask her about it, but I never did. But I kind of like told like a little lie to my parents. Like every time they be like, okay, what did she say about it? I'm just like, oh, she was like, blah, 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 this and that, even though she didn't say that because I was too scared to ask her. So mom, dad, grandma, granddad, if y'all watching, I'm sorry I told y'all a story. Okay, y'all, just a quick disclaimer. I am not bashing Bruce's. I'm not saying it's not good to work there or anything. I'm just saying this is my personal experience. This job, it helped me learn how to be, you know, a better, bigger, and mature person. It taught me how to be a good multitasker. It taught me about responsibility and honesty. It just taught me a lot of things. I'm just telling my experiences. Like, it was a lot of good things that happened, but you know, I'm just like getting all the bad out of the way. I'm gonna get to the good experience later. Just trust me. Okay. One day, M&A was working, but I was off that particular day. But that was on Thursdays. That was like the pickup day for check. So they told me to come by and like sit and chat with them, because whenever one of us was off, we would always come up there and visit. You know, sit down, chat, talk about life and all that. So I went up there to go get my check, and I went inside, and then we talked, and, you know, they fixed me a cup of ice cream. You know, we sat in the back while there were no customers at the moment, and we chilled, talked, and laughed, you know, having a good time. So then, at that moment, like, they was telling me about all the bad things that Miss T, Miss M, and the general manager, who I'm gonna get to later on in a few minutes, Miss TK was saying about me about, oh yeah, I'm lazy, oh, I don't do my job and all that, and like, that really hurt me. It's like, when I eventually left that day, I ended up crying so hard, because I'm just like, you know, it's like I said, it's like one manager would tell me one, and the next manager would tell me another thing. It's like, if Miss M told me to mop and sweep, but Miss T told me don't worry about it, like, I'm more likely gonna do what Miss T said because Miss M is not here. But yet, it's like, Miss M would, I guess Miss M would tell that the floor wasn't mopped, and she would be complaining about how I don't do my job and how she would write me up and all that. But little did she know, Miss T, the reason I didn't do it and I didn't do my goddamn job.
If you're watching this, Mom, I'm sorry, I'm cursing.
But you know, the reason I didn't do my goddamn job was because Miss T told me not to. So it was just so much, and I was just like, you know what? It like, eventually it's gonna get to that point where I'm just gonna have to quit because I'm sick of this mess. It's like, I was glad that M&A was coming back telling me this mess, but at the same time I didn't like it because it would just like depress me
more and more, and like just more, like it was making me go crazy.
So like I said, Miss TK, she worked on the weekends, on Saturdays and Sundays, and I worked on the weekends in the morning time. Like on weekends, okay, let me start. Normally, I would, on regular school days, like my job would be, you know, to fix the ice cream and, you know, give it to the customers. On weekends, my job would be, you know, also, you know, to fix the ice creams and give it to the customer, but I also have to make waffle cones and waffle bowls. So for all the people that work at, you know, Roosters, they know what I mean when I say we have to make the waffle cones and waffle bowls. Like, if you want, like, ice cream, like, just say a vanilla ice cream and a waffle cone, like, on weekends, I would have to make that waffle cone for you to have throughout the weekdays. So, I'm not trying to even bash her, but in my opinion, Miss TK, the general manager who worked on nothing but on the weekends, like, she was very miserable, and it seemed like she tried to belittle me. It's like, okay.
Not that it matters, but me and Miss TK, we was like the only, you know, African Americans that work there, but you know, that's not even the point.
But yeah, it seemed like she would belittle me. Like, for instance, like, I would be like, okay, Miss TK, should I put these cones on the red shelf or the blue shelf? And she's like, okay, you put it on the red shelf. I'm like, okay, so the next time, I just say, I don't even ask her, I just automatically put it on the red shelf. She's like,
no, put those on the blue shelf.
So I'm like, okay, whatever, because, you know, I'm new to this. This is when I first started working on the weekends now. But then throughout later on, like, I can be like, you want me to sit this on the red shelf? And she like,
no, sit it on the red shelf.
It's like basically talking to me like I'm dumb. It's like, I just asked you, did you want me to sit this right here, or did you want me to do that? And you was like, and you said no, and repeated the same thing I just asked you. And it's like,
so like I said before, whatever happened in the workplace stays in the workplace.
So with Miss TK, she would be in the back, in charge of the back, because she's making ice cream. With the ice cream, the machine makes a certain noise, so you can come check and see if the ice cream's ready to come out. I would be in charge of the front area. So for people who work at Roosters and who have worked at Roosters, they know what it's like to make, when you have to make waffle cones and waffle bowls. I was in charge of the waffle cones and waffle bowls, the front walk-up customers, and the drive-through customers. So that's a whole, you know, task right there. That's just a whole big responsibility. And with Miss TK, she would, after she makes the ingredients for the ice cream and sits it in the machine, and the machine starts running, she can easily just come up there and help me and make sure I got everything down pat. But she wouldn't do that. She would just be in the back on her phone doing whatever. Like, every now and then I would get on the headset and be like, I would need her help, and she would come storm up there and have attitudes and all that. And it's like,
if you gonna act like that, you know, I'd just rather do it myself then.
Then she would also go behind my back and tell the managers I'm lazy, I'm not a hard worker, I don't deserve to be working there, and just some other BS. And it's just like, I deserve to be here just as much as you do. You're just back there chilling and all that. Like, I understand you got some stuff going home, but that doesn't mean you just like treat and talk to me in a certain kind of way. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about P, the girl who got hired a couple months after me, and she got a key before me to the place. So, okay, P she's a very sweet girl. She's really pretty. And I think we all have those, you know, friends. They really sweet, but at the same time, they could be a bit annoying and clingy. But yeah, that's what P was. So yeah, with P was a sweetheart, and they showed favoritism, honestly, to P. I don't know why, but they just did. So like, on the days I would come in, P would like pull me to the side and like tell me all the mess that the managers would be talking about me. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. I'm so over it. Like, you can say what you want, but it's going through one ear and out the other ear. And then she would also say that
okay, we're gonna work on it.
But okay, we're gonna fast forward to when P pulled me to the side and she was like, oh yeah, Miss T said she believes you didn't watch the videos and all that because you don't know what you be doing. And I stopped her right there. I'm like, I did watch the videos because I told her exactly what I made. I made a 90 and a 70. So at that point, I was just like, I was really so over it. I'm just like, oh, I hate being here. And like, eventually I ended up quitting because I'm like, that's it. I'm tired. I'm sick of being stressed. I'm sick of just thinking about it, because like it got to the point where I could just be at school in a good mood and I just think about what happened at work the previous day, and I just get you know, mad and depressed. And so before I end this, I also wanted to mention part of the reasons I quit, because the girl who I've been friends with since elementary school and who got hired a couple of days after me, she had told me that one day when her and Miss T was in the back working, Miss T had actually, no, I made a mistake. When P was working, the new girl who got hired a couple of months after me, she had told M and A came back and told me that P and Miss T was having a conversation. And then Miss T had told P that, oh, I guess I can't talk about Darrell D no more, because I can't talk about him to A no more, because I guess him and A are friends. But little did she know we was already friends since elementary school. So that kind of pushed me to my breaking point. It was like, I see how it is now. Like, so you really were talking about me. And like, my feelings were like so hurt. And then M and A was like, oh, don't worry about it. You know how she is. And I was like, you know what, that's it. Because one day, because before I graduated high school,
Class 18, woo-woo.
But anyways, yeah. So earlier throughout this school year, I had to take my SAT test on a particular Saturday. And on that Saturday I had off, but then the manager needed me to come in. Miss T needed me to come in for something. But I'm like, okay, whatever. I just go in and get that little extra money. So then I ended up, after I got finished taking the SAT, I ended up going to sleep. And trust me, when I say I can sleep, y'all, I can sleep. So I ended up waking up an hour after I was supposed to be in and working. I had a bunch of missed calls from Miss T and A, and I was just like, oh my god. And I ended up going back to sleep. That made it even worse. So then when I woke up, I was just like, you know what, I done had enough and I'm quitting. So I called in, I told her I overslept. Miss T didn't even believe I overslept. She just thought I just didn't want to come in. So I just ended up quitting, and you know, I had to go through the whole, you know, quitting process by turning in the uniform, picking up my last check and whatnot. So I'm just like, so I had some like good and bad moments. Some good moments where it taught me some great skills that I can use on other jobs. And I mean, that ice cream did kind of help me like gain weight, because like everybody was telling me at school, oh, Darrell, you gaining weight, because you know, I hate being, I don't know, I'm very insecure about my weight. I really feel like I'm like too skinny. Y'all forgive me, I'm always saying like, but I feel like I'm too skinny. So the ice cream, like, it made it seem like I was gaining weight. So that kind of made me feel, that's another good thing that happened at the job. Me and my co-workers becoming real close, like, they kind of like, that was a good part of the job. And it was just an overall good experience, like, for that to be my first job. And I would recommend that people use Bruce's as their first job, because it, like, despite the bad things I went through, like, it really taught me a lot. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys. I forgot to mention that when I first quit, I stopped talking to A&M because I felt like they would be mad at me. But I guess they weren't mad at me now that I look back at it, because they were still trying to talk, you know, be my friend in the Instagram group chat that we was in. But I was kind of like short texting and talking to them, because I felt like that. I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm forcing them to talk. No, I felt like they was forcing themselves to talk to me, but deep down inside they was mad with me. But me and A, we're back to being cool, you know, close again. And I haven't really exactly heard from him. I don't know whether she's still working at Bruce's or not, but I wish the best for her. She's always in my heart. And yeah, that's my Bruce's experience.